Hi, everyone. I don't know if you're here, please maybe put a little check mark or say like, or just let me know that you're here. Leave me a comment. I'd love for this to be interactive. So today I wanted to come on to talk to you about why it's important to have a quiet time every day. For me, I call it meditation, but you can call it whatever you want to. But one thing about meditation, it has many, many different forms, which I'm sure that you are totally aware. But research studies have proven and people have witnessed that when they have this quiet time every day, that it does change their life. And actually, they tested and your nervous system changes. So you're starting your day from this place of quiet peace. And then, no matter what happens to you during the day, you're equipped and ready to handle it. So, what is meditation? So, to me, it's this time during the day where I'm connecting with my inner self, my true self. It's sort of I'm listening for the voice of God. I'm listening for my intuition, and there is sort of a connection of just really stillness and peace. This is how I experience it. I experience it as very, very still. So I took some note. I made some notes. So I want to make sure that I covered all of this because I think it's so important. It's such an important thing. No matter what workshop I go to, I hear how important it is to meditate. So it does. So you're looking for this confidence, this peace within. You're connecting with that inner voice. So it can be even 2 minutes of watching your breath in and out, sitting quietly. You can do this in the middle of your workday if you want to just get more centered. You can take 1 minute and just watch your breath. Some people do up to an hour. It can be anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, just depending on what works for you. I really believe that this time is something that you design, you choose that works for you. But there are a few sort of basic, simple things that I like to keep in consideration when I'm picking what I want to do for my meditation. One thing about meditation, just to let you know what it is. So it is a natural altered state. And the difference is it's through focused attention. So whether that attention is on your breath, on a mantra, on a thought for the day, maybe you're listening to a guided meditation, so you're focused on the voice that you're listening to, but it's a natural state that we all experience all the time. And if you're online now, if you already have a meditation practice that you're doing now, put a 1 in the comments and let me know that you're already on your road to this quiet, peaceful life that I'm talking about. There is some forms of hypnosis that are very, very similar to meditation, and it's called hypnotic programming. So that's where it is a hypnosis session that's designed specifically for you. That is saying these positive suggestions, affirmations that you've designed with the hypnotist before you go into hypnosis. But the hypnotist is putting you into an altered state, to a quieting of the mind, into relaxation, so that these thoughts enter into the subconscious mind, which is really where all of our behavior bubbles from, is from the subconscious. So hypnosis is very similar to meditation, and that would be more in line with a guided meditation. So the other thing that's different about hypnosis, or as when you're working with a hypnotherapist, is it's usually for a specific purpose. Let's say losing weight, or building your confidence and self-esteem, or letting go and accepting, being more accepting in your life. So it could be very specific. So just a few things that I think are really important, that I don't like to tell people how to do it because I think it's important for you to find something that works for you. But I do believe that you need a quiet space. So it needs to be a place where you're not going to be interrupted by children, the phone ringing, the computer dinging, whatever. Excuse me. You can be sitting or lying down. Now I love to lie down, but I find when I lie down that I fall asleep. I fall asleep really easily. So I like sitting up. And, there are many, many traditions in meditation that say sitting up is more beneficial, because I believe the energy runs more fluidly through the chakras. So sitting up, but it doesn't mean you have to sit cross-legged, and like the boot, that kind of meditation, but you could be sitting up against a wall. You could sitting in a chair with your head up. I sit on my sofa, so I am sort of leaned back and relaxing, but I am sitting up. So you want to find a position that's comfortable and relaxing, but not where you're going to fall asleep. And of course, your eyes are closed. Most people do meditate or find that quiet space within when they close their eyes. And I really believe that first thing in the morning is so, so important. It's almost like before you even wake up in the morning. So before you even put your feet on the floor, you want to take that time to meditate. So what is meditation? What could it look like for you? There are so many different kinds, but some of the ways, and I've done lots of different ones, and it sort of changes. Right now, I'm on a pretty consistent one. So the first one is reading spiritual text. It could be a spiritual text like, for me, I study A Course in Miracles, and the Course in Miracles has a lesson for every day. So that makes it easy. So I have a lesson that I know I'm going to read every day, and then it changes about how long you spend in quiet or what you do throughout the day. But typically it's about 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night, just sitting in quiet contemplation of the lesson. And I also kind of incorporate counting my breath because sometimes my mind wanders. So that's another way of meditation, is just watching your breath and putting your attention on your breath. I was taught by a Zen Buddhist that there they count from 1 to 10. So they count each inhale and exhale up to 10, and then you start over again. And that way, if your mind wanders and you catch yourself, you can just come right back to counting again. So that's a really easy one. So that would be what I call a sitting meditation. But there are other ways to do that as well. Besides counting your breath, you may repeat a mantra, for instance. Oh, look, Sandy's there. Hi, Sandy. So we're talking about meditation. So, would you mind putting in the comments, do you currently have a meditation practice? Because that's what we're talking about today. So let me think about what I was saying before I saw. So other ways that you can do besides counting and watching the breath is as you're watching your breath, you can put your attention on a chakra in the body. So if you put your attention on the root chakra, there you're going to be grounding yourself. So that's a really good one to do in the morning. So you would be grounded for the day. Another one is watching your breath and putting your attention on your heart. Now that one you can do morning or night, and there you're working to open your heart and to be open to your emotions. And the third one that I was trained to do was to focus your attention on your third eye. And there, when you're focusing your attention there, you're really connecting more with the higher realms, the more spiritual realms. So that's a good one to do at night as you're winding down and going into sleep. So those are some of the ways that you could do meditation using your breath and focus on the body. Another way is through guided meditation. There are just tons of free downloads you can do for guided meditations, and some of them are for specific purposes. So if you're trying to increase your prosperity or money flow, you can find meditations for that. Or if you're trying to connect more with your higher self or your spirit, you can find it for that. So there's so many guided meditations. So that's also a good way to start your practice where you have something that's guiding you. The most important part is not falling asleep, that you want to be relaxed so that your conscious mind, that analytical part of your mind, is relaxed, but that you're still focused and awake. So guided meditations are a great way to do meditation and have something that's more structured. Another way to meditate is with mantras. So you could repeat a mantra, or like for me, you could repeat the daily lesson from A Course in Miracles. But I usually have only one word that I use when I'm in meditation. This sort of kind of brings me back to center, because my mind wanders. I'm thinking about my shopping list or what I have to do today. And as soon as I catch myself, I bring myself right back to watching my breath, saying the one word that I use. And for me, it really is communion with God. It may be different for other people, but for me, it is this communion with God. It's a listening. It's a being quiet. It's not praying for what I want, although I may ask for guidance if I'm trying to make a decision about a direction I'm going in my life. I may use that time to ask for guidance. And so it's really great when you're in that quiet space to be able to hear the voice for God. Other ones that I have done, and not on a regular basis, but they are one, they come more from the Zen Buddhist tradition, is a walking meditation. So that's a very slow walk with your hands clasped down below, with your left hand in front on top of your right hand, sort of like this. And it's a slow walking meditation. If you've ever studied any of the stories around Buddha, they did a lot of walking meditation. And then I just take meditation even further, that I think a walk in nature is a meditation, or gardening is a meditation, because being in nature is it slows everything down. You feel a more connection. Oh, good. Thank you, Sandy, for sharing that. So I'm hoping that the information that I'm sharing with you today would be helpful to you to start this quiet time that really helps us connect. And why do we do it? We do it because we want to sort of, first of all, it relieves the feelings of anxiety. It relieves the feelings of depression when we have this place of really getting centered within ourselves. Then our day just goes that much smoother. So those are the techniques that I've used. So like I said, the one that I practice right now is A Course in Miracles. And I will say that, here's the other thing I wanted to say. So if you start a practice, which I really encourage you to do, even if it's 5 minutes a day, or maybe you start with 1 minute a day, whatever you think you can commit to. And I heard this recently on a podcast. If you can commit to doing something for 21 days, there's a shift in your mind patterns and your brain patterns. So if you could do it for 21 days, so think about, can I do 1 minute for 21 days? So start with something really simple, 5 minutes, whatever it is, and do it on a consistent basis. But I have one caveat. So let's say you miss a day, and or you miss 2 days, or you miss a week, or you think, oh gosh, I'm really out of practice now, so I might as well forget it. No, start over again. But the key is to not feel guilty if you don't do it. That is so, so important. We really hurt ourselves when we feel guilty about stuff like that. So, and the guilt wraps itself around the whole event of meditation, and you can't do it again because you've got guilt so wrapped up around it. So don't feel guilty if you don't do it. Give yourself a break. Be gentle with yourself. I always say this, to me, that's the most important thing, to be gentle with yourself. So I hope you enjoyed today's Facebook Live. I've been on vacation for a while now. I went on vacation with my son, and then I was in Atlanta for a week. I'm now back doing these every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. I hope you'll join me live, because it's so much more fun if we can interact with each other. So join me next week, next Wednesday, and I will see you then. Take care.